Hey guys, it's Laura here. I'm starting this channel to kind of document my journey and what I'm going through. So basically, my husband, who I've been married to for 5 years, has recently asked me for a divorce. He gives a few reasons as to why, but none of which I'm going to go into really at this time. I'm more or less just, like I said, wanting to document my journey, what I'm going through, you know, how the divorce is affecting me and my kids mainly are the ones that I'm concerned about. So that's, you know, kind of what the focus of these videos is going to be on, you know, is the effects that the divorce is going to have for me and my kids. Yeah, so I'm not really sure how much I'm, you know, going to be sharing right away. But basically, I am going to my second day on the job. I actually just recently got a job for like the first time in 6 years. So this is actually going to be my first time working pretty much since I got married. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and I guess I'll bring you guys along. Okay, so right now I am driving. I'm on my way. Hang on, sorry. I need to put gas in my car. For one, I have to go fill up my car. And then I'm just gonna head to work so I can be there a little bit early. You know, I really want this job to work out, so I'm, you know, definitely gonna make sure that I'm there 10 to 15 minutes early. I'm not really gonna go into detail about what my job is or where I'm working for safety reasons, just because this is a public website, so I'm gonna do that. So yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna pay attention to my driving now. Bye. Okay, so I've got gas in my car, and I still have pretty close to an hour before I have to be in work. And a very smart lady who I trust very much has suggested that even though I do have a job, that it wouldn't hurt for me to apply for a job with the city. This down, and I'm freezing cold. But that it wouldn't hurt to apply for a job with the city, which is true. I mean, because when you're working for your city, you earn, you know, generally a little bit more money, and, you know, there's some pretty nice benefits too. So why is it still blowing so cold? Goodness. Anyway, so sorry if it's shaky. Like I said, I'm in my car and I'm trying to pay attention to where I'm going. Just a tad bit more than the phone. Because I am recording on my phone. I used to have a really nice camera, but it got trashed. So, and I have some, you know, slightly more important priorities, so I can't really fix it right now. Okay, so yeah, so what I'm doing right now is I'm on my way to go put in an application with the city and see if I can't get a job. So I mean, I've already got a job, and it's a good job, and I know that I will be able to support myself and my children, but there is a lot of, it's working nights, which I really don't want to do. I mean, I will because it's work and I need to work, but I really do, because I have 2 young children who are in school, I really need to have something where I'm able to work days. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do. I've said that like 4 times now. Sorry I'm rambling. I'm not used to talking to somebody. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put in an application there, and I'll talk to you guys after. Okay, so since I had a few minutes before I have to go in for the day, I wanted to really quickly, so I stopped by and I put in an application. They said right now they're only hiring part-time, and the job that I have right now is full-time. So I'm trying to figure out if it's worth it to leave a full-time job for a part-time job with the city. I'm not quite sure that that's gonna be a smart decision to make, so I'm really gonna have to think about that if I do get offered the job. But also, I wanted to really quickly talk about, you know, again, this channel is mainly about divorce and me going through a divorce, and then the effects that it'll take on the kids. And I'm really wanting to get pretty well versed with divorce and its effects on children. I mean, my parents are divorced, and it happened when I was really young, but I don't remember it. You know, I don't remember, you know, my dad never made any decision to be in my life until, you know, much later on in life, and even then it wasn't a good situation, you know. So I really want to make sure that I do right by my kids. And so I picked up this book. It's called Trans Parenting: Moving Families Through Change. So, and basically it's, you know, a book about children's rights and how to ease them through the divorce process, and, you know, make sure that they understand, you know, that mommy and daddy still love the both of them, and you know, that the divorce isn't their fault, and basically, you know, how to make the transition into having two households as opposed to one, and just in general, just to make it easier on the kids, because that really is my main concern. I mean, I'm gonna live through it, my husband's gonna live through it, but it's really gonna affect the kids the most. So that right now, like I said, is my main concern. So yeah, alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hop off here so I can go work, so I can get paid. Bye. Okay, so I'm off work now. I'm sweating a little bit because it's really hot in my car. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Like, for one, I'm trying to save up money to get into an apartment because there's too many memories in my house, and I really don't want to stay there. So that's going to be part of the divorce agreement, is that my husband gets to keep the house. Just because, you know, again, I don't want to stay there. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm really going for a full-time job, because, you know, I'm gonna be definitely renting. You know, I don't have enough money saved up right now to get into a house. You know, I hope that maybe renting for a year or two, that I'll be able to have the money to be able to get into a house at that point, you know, and maybe be able to build my credit up. You know, because if I have any advice for anybody, it's before you attempt to get married and to start a life with somebody, like, do yourself a favor and live on your own for a little bit first. You know, make sure that you have credit. Because if things don't work out in the marriage, then you'll be in the position that I'm in. I have no credit. You know, I was a 19-year-old baby who got married to my husband, and I moved from my mom's house to my husband's house. Like, I had no real work experience. I have no credit. So I'm having to basically work 3 times as hard as I would have had to work if I would have just had my priorities in order. You know, if I would have had a job and had credit before I got married. I really wish that I would have done things differently, you know, but you can't change what you did in the past. But that would definitely be some advice that I would give to anybody who's thinking about getting married, is don't get married until you have credit, you know, and a way to support yourself, you know, if things in the marriage don't work out. That just, I would have saved myself so much heartache, so much grief, really, like literally grief, if I, you know, would have been in a position after the marriage, you know, to where I could support myself. And I, like, right now I can't, you know, I've got, I mean, I'm getting paid a little bit more than minimum wage, but really not by much. Sorry, my phone's like. So, you know, I'm just barely getting paid more than minimum wage, and, you know, I'm gonna have to work now 2-3 times as hard as I would have had to had I had decent credit. You know, like, my security deposit for the apartment that I want to get into is $1,500. Not because I've got bad credit, but just because I have no credit. I have no rental history. Excuse me. I have literally nothing. Like, I want to get a car. I can't get approved for a car loan because I have no credit for a car. And even though me and my husband have bought and paid for 3 separate cars through the course of our marriage, my name was never on any of the cars. You know, there's so much stuff that happened that, you know, now that I'm going through a divorce, I realize how important that is. You know, if I would have known, I think that I would have insisted that he, you know, let me buy a car in my name and, you know, have him co-sign while we were still married, you know. And it just, there's so many things that I would do differently if I could, you know, turn back the clock and go back and do it again. And I would hate to see somebody put themselves in the position that I've gotten myself into. Like, it's not fun. You know, the financial insecurity is really, really crazy. It is. It's so crazy. And to have 2 kids and be going through that, it really sucks. It really sucks. So, just some food for thought. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna call it here. And I don't know how often I'm gonna post videos. I would like to do it at least once a week. I would try for more than that, but at the very least I'm gonna aim for posting videos once a week. Like I said, I kind of want to keep this as like a diary to sort of document what I've gone through, so that, you know, in 5 years when I'm doing amazing with my kids, I can see, like, you know, that's where I started, you know, and so I can really have a good appreciation. So yeah. So once again, I'm Laura, and this is my story in the making.